welcome to Curl Up with Cathy Bramley. I've got a fabulous guest for you today in the treehouse, all the way from that there Wales. I'll say hello to Jo Thomas. Good morning, Jo. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Gosh, isn't it morning? Isn't it lovely to talk to another human being?
I know, that you're not related to.
Gosh, outside world. How lovely.
I know. I was saying to my daughter, do you think if I stuck my head out the lounge window, my hairdresser would come and do my roots? for just hung out.
Well, I started out with a bob.
Yeah.
I'm quite embracing it now.
I don't know
quite
what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do because he's due soon.
Oh, sorry. There's a wobble on my desk. That's because the golden retriever puppy has
I
now.
can see the tail. We can see a bit
has
of
left
wagging.
in disgust. We woke him up.
Oh, poor old Henry. Bye, Henry.
Bye, Henry. Bye.
Go and join the
cats.
cats.
That's better. I can see everything.
So, are you managing to do any work at the moment, Jo?
Well, I am. I've got, where am I up to? I've got a book coming out this summer, Escape to the French Farmhouse. And then I've got a book coming out in September, which is Finding Love at the Christmas Market. And that's all set in the German Christmas markets in time for a bit of Christmas escapism.
In Germany or a German market?
In Germany. We went on a research trip before Christmas. Katie Fforde, Bernadine Kennedy and I, we went on a river cruise down the Rhine to the German markets, and it was just fabulous. It was just sitting, in our cabins, watching the German countryside go by, and then just pulling up at the markets, going shopping, coming back, dinner ready, a couple of glasses of wine. It was just fantastic.
So was it an actual trip to Christmas markets? Was it a Christmas market trip? Oh wow! Did you go to more than one?
Yes, we went to lots. So we started in I think we started in Koblenz. I think we went to Maine. I think we went. So I'd have to look back at where we went. But yes, so you travel overnight on the ship, and you arrive the next day in another Christmas market.
Oh, that's fantastic! I'd never heard of that.
Beautiful. And of course, then in the evenings, if you've done all your shopping and whatever, and we sat and we had wonderful dinner and drinks and fun with your friends. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I can't wait for that book. So that's Finding Love at the Christmas Market.
That's out in September 1st. And then, I can't see without them these days. I keep trying, but I can't.
That's all right.
And I'm writing next summer's book now, which is Italy. So my head is actually in Italy.
Yeah.
So I'm waking every morning, getting the words on the page. And this one is rather, it's sort of taken over a bit and doing its own thing. You know how it can be like sometimes. So I'm going with it, and then I'll wrestle it all back into shape afterwards. The dogs have now decided to play fight behind me. So the Jack Russell is now swinging off the retriever's ears. They might have to be sent away in a minute.
Oh, don't worry. We don't worry.
So yeah,
like a bit of life.
And then I'm planning next Christmas book. So that's where I'm up to.
Oh wow! Okay, you are a busy little bee then, aren't you? So let's have a look at this one, which is your one that's coming out next, isn't it? Escape to the French Farmhouse. So you said ebook on the 1st of June. Did you say?
1st of June, and then the first week of July paperback. So I just love the colours in that. Just love
beautiful. Yeah, really gorgeous. Where have you obviously it's France, but whereabouts in France have you set it? Oh, you've frozen.
This is set in Provence.
Oh, lovely.
You froze then. Oh, and now you're back. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, so
this is set in Provence. Now, I love Provence, and I spent a lot of time in Provence as a late teenager, and I actually worked in a restaurant in Provence, which is where I think a lot of this love comes from for France, for restaurants, for the food, for the countryside. So this is a bit of an ode to France and my love affair with France, really. I went there on holidays as a child with my parents, and then, as I say, then it was PGL holidays on your own, when parents had to work and you were sent off to France. And I used to stay in a chestnut forest in the Ardèche. as I say, I went to live there for a year and worked in a restaurant there. So I love Provence. So I thought about doing this one, and it's all set around the lavender fields in Provence. Because when you go to Provence, you know you're in Provence. The smell of Provence, and the wild rosemary that grows on the hillsides, and the lavender fields are just amazing. And I wanted to explore cooking with lavender because it used to be used as a herb, like the rosemary family, and it's gone a bit out of fashion. And so I love the idea of sort of bringing back the cooking with lavender and lamb and and baking as well. So that's what's in there. And so I went out. This time last year, Katie Fforde and I went on a research trip to Provence. Oh, we had a lovely time, and we did a French lesson. And the chef turned up at the house, and he brought all the ingredients, but he didn't speak a word of English, not one word. So we did this entire cookery class, pushing our French to its limits. Oh, we had a fantastic time. And then sat out in the sunshine with a bottle of rosé and enjoyed what we cooked. It was absolutely wonderful. So that was fantastic. And then I did go back there a little while later and took my mum back to Provence because she adores Provence and spent a lot of time there with my dad. So I said, come on, we'll go and have a little trip. And we did. And Sunday lunch, sitting in a square in Provence, eating local lamb and just with a bottle of rosé was just a brilliant, brilliant time and a memory now as well. What we're making along the way, isn't it? Memories.
That's right. Yeah. Just going back to cooking with lavender, I've seen people use. Well, I've done it. Lavender in shortbread.
Yes.
Can you use like with rosemary, you're using the stems and the.
Yeah.
Do you use it the same way?
Same way. Pull them off. And actually, I went to the Lavender Museum whilst we were there, and I bought foot balm that when you get aching feet or twitchy feet, you rub this in, just sends you off to sleep. But also I said I wanted to cook with the lavender, so they suggested I buy the lavender tea bags, which is just the little buds that you pull off and just use the tea bags. And macarons, you can use it in macarons, just a really fun thing to try. But you just have to be not too heavy-handed, a bit like rosemary. You don't want it to overpower. It just adds something else.
Yeah. So we know about the setting for Escape to the French Farmhouse. Can you tell us a little bit about the story? Can you remember? Well, oh God, don't ask me that.
What are their names? It's a story. What I wanted in the farmhouse was a place that brought people together to heal. And so it starts with moving day. And many, many couples move over to France or wherever, often at a point where it needs a bit of a sticking plaster on the relationship. And they have realized that this isn't going to work. But actually, what my heroine decides is what she needs to do is stay on her own. And she watches her worldly belongings go back to the UK, and she stays put and finds a whole new life for herself there in amongst this old lavender farm, and meets many new friends and becomes a new family as well. She realizes that friendship and family comes in many different guises. And it's a place for them all to grow and heal together. And it's about
I might
community.
use that for a patchwork family. You've just described mine. I like that. I'm just writing that one down. Yeah. Friendship and family come all in different guises. Yes.
And it's a place where they can all come together and grow and be themselves and find where they need to be in life. So and I really love this one. I sort of live still in the house a bit.
Did you base it on did you find a farmhouse to base it on? I sometimes
No, I don't. I sort of pick bits of how I like that bit and like that bit, and they sort of take on their own being, and they become part of the book, character in the book, don't they? Buildings.
Yeah, definitely.
So, which is lovely because you can put in all the bits that you really wanted in this house. If you could go on Rightmove and say, I want this and I want that. Not that I spend huge amounts of time on Rightmove. I want this floor and I want that, and so it's very much again, that idea of, because I'm addicted to Escape to the Chateau, of course, on
I saw
television.
that you're in their fan club, aren't you, on
I
Facebook?
am in their fan club. I'm such a fan. And everything stops at 4 o'clock in the Thomas household for Escape to
Oh,
the Chateau DIY. I
yeah.
watch the YouTube videos, them all. I send my husband regularly, send him Chateau that we could buy. Hasn't quite responded yet.
You and I both love a certain place between Bordeaux and Bergerac, don't we?
Oh,
Chez
we do,
Castillon.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So friends that we know own a beautiful place in, I can't remember the name of the place now.
In
It's got
Castillon.
Castillon in it. Yeah, in Castillon.
Castillon la Bataille.
Yeah, and Janie and
Mike.
Mikey run this writing house for all sorts of retreats, but we go there for writing retreats. We've not been together, but did you write any of this book while you were over there?
I must have. Well, actually, I say that, but I say I must have. I was in March, I was in Provence, and April, I was back out in Castillon. I
Mm,
write an awful lot of my books out there.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, love it. So I think I went Provence and Castillon and then back to Provence. So like this time last year, I did spend an awful lot of time in France. I think my husband's
yeah,
wondering where I actually live.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well,
um,
I'm the same. I do a lot of my writing, bulk chunks of writing away from the house because it just means I can focus, get a lot done in a short space of time. I think when I went to Castillon, I wrote 27,000 words in the
yeah,
6 days.
I
Um,
remember writing a whole
yeah,
novella when I was there once.
yeah. It's just a very conducive place, isn't it? So if
Yes.
anyone wants to go, writing retreat, we can
And the
recommend that.
rosé wine is fabulous.
The rosé is absolutely fabulous.
And
Yes, as is
flows.
everything about it is the food,
Yeah,
the bedrooms.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
lovely.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah,
Oh,
jolly good.
yes, so yes, it was a busy year last year. So I was in Castillon, and then I was back out there running a writing retreat in September with some fantastic writers. And then, as I say, just in December, I was in Germany researching the next book. I
Mm.
was due to be in Bologna, um, oh, 2 days ago,
Oh,
on the 30th, yeah, the 30th, 3 days ago. I was due in Bologna, and I was due to be in Sorrento in 3 weeks, and the
oh,
Amalfi Coast. So
yeah.
that's all on
Is that
hold,
research
obviously.
for research?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I did a
that's all
little trip to Sorrento for research a few years ago.
beautiful.
Um, yeah, it was incredible. I went on my own, and it was January, and I thought it would be a nice time to get a bit of sun away from Britain, and it snowed in Sorrento. And the kids were all out on the street. They'd never seen snow before.
Oh,
So,
wow.
typical. The one time I go to Sorrento,
Yeah, yeah.
it snows. So,
And of
yeah,
course, we saw amazing snow. The year before, Katie and I went to Swedish Lapland to research for my Winter Under the Stars book. And that was like stepping into Narnia. It really, really
Mm,
was. I couldn't believe it. We just don't see snow like that.
no,
And it
no.
was incredible. And we arrived, and it's got snowy at Stockholm, but then we then got the plane up to Kiruna and got off the plane. And it was just, as I say, like Narnia. Got in this taxi, and we're just like wide-eyed as this car is going down this road with
Yeah,
snow either side, and perfectly normal for them,
yeah.
And we stayed on a reindeer corral. We stayed in them. Everyone else there was saying, "Oh, are you going to the ice hotel? Are you going to the ice hotel?" No. So we were staying at this farm, Reindeer Lodge Farm, and it was chalets in the middle of this forest. Uh, and there was a corral of reindeer there. And it turns out we were the only people there. So we were treated so well, we were looked after so well, and we would go and have our breakfast and our dinner in this other chalet where they had the fire going. It was so cozy. Then at 8 o'clock they would light the Solna for us, and we would go after dinner to Solna with the snow coming down,
Mm,
and then we realised we were the only people there. And there was talk of moose being in the area and wolverine, and
yeah.
checking the windows very tightly at night. But when we booked it, they said, would we mind sharing a cabin? And we said, well, okay, we go away a lot. We don't usually share, but okay.
Yeah.
And I said, Kate, I'm sure it'll be fine. There'll be a lovely ensuite. We opened the cabin door, There was 2 beds and a wood-burning stove. And so the middle of the night, we both wake up and go, I need a pee. We'd have to get our boots on, our coats on, and go out into this kind of like woodland where there were 2 loos. So we did have hers and hers loos. But through this snow that fell like glitter, it was so dry. And we
Yeah.
the midnight loo trip was one of the highlights
Oh,
of the trip. And that and getting picked up by a Viking on a snowmobile
oh.
and taking us across the frozen lake to go racing reindeer.
So
That was
this
the
was for
highlight.
the book Winter Beneath the Stars, wasn't it?
Yes.
I
Um,
loved that book. I was looking
oh,
at it the other
thank you.
day. Oh, what a great story that was. And I really felt like you knew Joe Thomas knows everything about looking after reindeer. It was just so
Oh,
good.
I'm reindeer master now.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was that's not reindeer behind me. That's Jack Russell growling. Just so you know. Yeah, no, that trip was amazing. And for me, I love going out. I loved going out on the ice on the snowmobile and whatever.
Mm.
Katie loved that we went husky racing on a and that was her favourite bit. And went and had our lunch cooked in a lavabo and with the dogs outside. I could have easily just moved there. I loved it. Loved it.
Fabulous. Oh.
Um,
Well, I hope you
yeah.
do get to have your Italian research trip at some point in the
Oh,
future.
there'll be it. Yeah, when all this is over,
Yeah. And I'll
it'll be
be
back
very
to
much
Italy.
looking forward to escaping to a French farmhouse by June.
Oh,
I guarantee it.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, thanks so much for coming to talk to me. Don't disappear because I'll just say goodbye to everyone and then I'll come back to you. So
Thanks,
hang on for
Cathy,
a
and
minute.
thank you to all your
Yeah.
lovely readers for letting me into your writing cabin.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye. Joe Thomas there. We're talking about her infamous research trips with Katie Fforde. If you've seen any of Joe's Facebook videos, you'll have seen, I do remember the one where she and Katie got up in the middle of the night for a wee. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with more of your favourite authors very soon. Bye.